Drop dubs, hit routes, so yeah, we on the move. From the paint to the pocket, got nothing to prove. Precision in the pass, rhythm in the run. Every play, every day, till the work is done. Yeah. Step on the field, I'm reading the D. Eyes wide open, ain't fooling me. Pump fake, sidestep. I'm breaking the press from baseline to sideline. I'm bringing my best. Snap back, quick glance. I'm calling the play. Hoop dreams and touchdowns. I'm making my way. No look behind the back. Fred in the scene. Every angle, every shout. I'm chasing a dream. Drop times, hit routes in the deep, no doubt. From the field to the hardwood, hear the crowd shout. Pass it, dish it, through traffic. We find
NBA one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I think my camera, whatever, I'll fix that. But appreciate all of you for tuning in. We're back with another edition of Passion and Precision. Got the full crew here tonight. So hopefully you all are doing well and have some fun with us, because we do have some stuff to get over. We're going to talk about the last two divisions in our NFL preview, AFC and the NFC South. That's Jory's division, so that should be a lot of fun. Plus, the NFC South is a division that both of us being in the Atlanta area know pretty well. So we'll talk about that. And then look at the WNBA, because you guys know when you tune into the show, we love talking about the W. Playoff race is actually heating up. Certain players that we're going to highlight tonight as well. And then we're going to have Final Burn, which you have to stick around for because we got some people to talk about. So before we get into all that, starting at the bottom, got
There's an echo before we begin. Just letting you know. I don't know.
Because I wasn't hearing anything. Okay. All right. I'll figure this. But bottom got Jory. Jory, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm all right. Ready to talk some sports. Man.
Okay.
Man.
And then in the middle, always in the building, Key, how you doing?
I am here. I mean, life is life and some things is going on. No, but I'm here. Let's get it.
Right. So like I said, we'll start our NFL. We'll break down. As you know, we've done East divisions, the North, West, have the South tonight. We'll start with the NFC South. We'll leave the AFC South for last. Like I said, that's Jory's division. What's up, Sijin? So looking at the NFC South, there is a lot that's kind of going on. We have Atlanta trying to figure out their quarterback situation, which, Penix, Stefanski announced today that Penix is ready for 11-on-11 drills. So we'll get to see, I guess, him, because Tua hasn't exactly been great. Bryce Young had a coming out party last season for the Carolina Panthers. We'll see if he can duplicate that this season. The Saints, Kellen Moore's second season. We'll see if they're able to make a jump. And then you have Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield playing for a contract. Todd Bowles probably coaching for his job. When you look at this division, what kind of stands out to you? I guess who do you think is maybe the favorite right now? Are you believers in maybe Bryce Young and the Panthers repeating as division champions? Like, what are you seeing in this division?
That is a hot-ass mess.
Yeah.
It is a hot mess. Like, it is such an unpredictable division. One, I'm done with Tua. You mean to tell me that you get outplayed by Jake Strand?
Yeah.
Because he looked a lot better than whatever Tua put out there. And I know he's going to be QB3.
Yeah.
And if Penix is just now getting his groove on, I don't think he's going to be ready to do anything to really show consistency until like week 6. I'm
Probably.
like,
But they kind of need Penix to. I mean, they drafted Penix 8th overall. This needs to be his job. I get it, you brought Tua in, but Tua was basically just brought in case Penix breaks down as he's done each of these seasons. So Penix coming back, he should win the job. Will he? I don't know. But yeah, you can continue, George.
it's just. Then you look at, I I'll put some faith in the Panthers because the Tampa Bay is falling apart. Vita Vea signed that extension at the same time. It's for 1 year, and he gone after the season. And then you run the risk of losing, making Baker pissed off, and that can set you back a couple of seasons because you really haven't invested into anything after him. And then the Saints just aren't there yet.
Yeah,
Do
the
I believe
Saints.
in Shuck? I do, but they're just not there yet.
So Atlanta, don't know. You got two lefty quarterbacks, two quarterbacks that's injury prone, one quarterback that's a hit away from his career to be over. It's a mess in Atlanta. Don't know why they went after Tua. Maybe you should have kept Kurt just to be on the safe side, or went after somebody else. But I don't believe in them too. I don't know what Stefanski's going to do. Um, Tampa, something about them I don't trust. Whether it's a defensive side or offensive side, I don't trust. Another two, Saints, you're not there yet.
I think your brother's phone died, but they're not.
Carolina, I think they might take it again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leaning that way as well. It just seems like they have the most like continuity going right now. They have kind of like the most going for themselves. Obviously, that depends on Bryce Young and his ability to repeat, if not be even a little better than he was last year. Because Jory and I have talked about it, and Key also talked about how there was a lot of pressure on Bryce Young last season to perform, and the fact that he was able to step up and do so probably says something about him, and maybe he will go into this season more confident and understanding that where the Panthers are right now, they could very easily win the division again, even though they didn't finish it. They didn't really finish their season well last year because they only got in based off of a tiebreaker that, Atlanta helped them out and all that. But yeah, I think they are the ones that I have the most confidence in. What's up, Kerm? Kerm says the Falcons are going to be bad. Saints dealing with injuries. Don't know what to think about the NFC South. That's fair. That's definitely fair. I don't think anybody really knows about the NFC South, which is kind of the beauty of the division. Because most years you get a new division champion, and it's very unpredictable, which is kind of what the NFL is about. But unfortunately, a lot of times the division winner is kind of mediocre once they get into the playoffs. So I guess we'll
You
see.
could say that for both divisions, for both conferences.
And yeah, well, yeah, well, like I said, it's kind of one of the things that makes the NFL interesting. Panthers have injuries to start camp. Yeah, I mean, most teams kind of get a little dinged up in camp. But look, I'll just say, I'll ask this question: is Bryce Young the best quarterback in the division, definitively?
No, I still think if Baker got him, but something about Tampa I don't trust. I don't trust it. It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to Tampa and Carolina again.
That's what I think. Yeah. Jory, is your Bama boy Bryce the best quarterback in the division?
No, that's Baker, but Bryce is second.
Okay.
But I do think Bryce can eclipse Baker if he shows some consistent play.
Okay, I think that's fair. And look, if you're Carolina and you get that from Bryce Young, they have Ted McMillan, who's a good young receiver. The playoff experience last year will probably factor into this year as well. Look, if they get off to a good start, like not to say that they'll run away with the division, because I do agree with you, Key, that there's something up with the Bucks. I don't know if it's like they're reluctant to kind of go really young. Like they're still trying to hold on to some guys. Like Mike Evans did go, which was probably needed, but now they're just relying on Godwin, who can't stay healthy. They have a Buka. We'll see if he can make a second year jump. But Bowles, is he kind of getting stale in Tampa? Like I don't know. Something's up with them as well. I agree. So we'll see if Carolina is kind of the saving grace in that division. All right, let's go to the AFC South. Obviously, you guys know this is Jory's division. Her Titans finally got rid of Callahan. I'm sure Jory shed a tear when he was walking out the door. Brought in Robert Saleh, who
she was doing
I did
backflips.
not. I was doing backflips.
Right. No, I think most Titans fans were probably celebrating that. And you get an upgrade, Robert Saleh, who's been in the league, been successful as a coordinator. Don't look too much into the Jets thing, because the Jets are a hot mess. I don't know who's winning with that team, but they made some moves in free agency, the draft. There's some optimism there. The Jags were looking at them, wondering, can Liam Cohen be the guy to get Trevor Lawrence where people expect him to be? The Colts, they're relying on Daniel Jones, who's come back from an injury. They lost Michael Pittman. They gave Alec Pierce money. We'll see if that was the right decision. And then the Texans, who have a quarterback that's clearly overvaluing himself if the reports are true of what he's looking for a new deal. The defense is still good. Running game, been a question mark. Nick Chubb retires, so he's no longer in the mix. You're relying on David Montgomery. So we'll start with Key on this one, because I'll go to you next, Jory, since this is your division. Like, Key, what do you make about the AFC South? Like, who's kind of in the lead for you?
Well, it's not as dumpster fire as the South is in the NFC side.
Mm-hmm.
You got Daniel Jones coming off of was it an ACL injury or Achilles? One of them, I forget. One of them injuries. They did lose Michael Pittman, but then they did get a veteran in Keenan Allen. Tyler Warren still good. Coming into his second year. AR, that's a whole different story. So the Colts, they did had a high horse last year, but we all knew that was going to fall off sooner or later. And then once we learned that Daniel Jones had like that hairline fracture, and we like, why is he still going to play? Is something bad's going to happen? What happened? We called it. He got hurt. So Shane Steichen might be on the hot seat right now. Tennessee, they're going to be up and coming. They're going to have more wins than they did last year. So definitely improved, upgrading all around the board, roster wise, coaching wise. So they're going to be good. I'm not worrying about them. Cam's still a young QB. Still got hope and believe in him. So he got pieces around him. So Tennessee will be good. So it's all about Houston and the Jags. We've seen what the Jags did last year. T-Law, I guess, didn't play bad. They won that division, but how long is this going to last with T-Law and the Jags? He always finds a way to throw an interception for some reason. I don't know, but Houston can make a leap. It sucks. They just get Tank Dell back, and then they lose Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
They got Nico Collins. So it just seems like the football guys are not with Houston at all. So, but overall, I still think Houston will have a good team. They did upgrade their O-line a little bit. Woody Marks is coming into his own with the running back wise. CJ, CJ, I don't know where you got that you won 70 mil. 70? 7-0.
He must think it's still his rookie year when he had everything in front of him. Everybody's like, "This is the next guy." He must forget that was like 4 years ago, and people are wondering at this point now whether the Texans should just move off of you and start over. And Key, you brought the offensive line. This is like the third year in a row they've been doing this makeshift O-line thing, and sometimes it works. I'll grant that, but it hasn't worked the previous 2 years with Houston. Last year their running game was 23rd in the league. That's attributed to the offensive line. We saw Stroud under pressure pretty often. That's the offensive line. So if they went out and supposedly made upgrades and then get the same results, it's almost like, why can't they just stick with a group of 5? If they struggle 1 year, that's fine. But you never know, that second year they could be better. They're just so impatient with that group for some reason that at some point, CJ Stroud might just get frustrated. Now, his performances haven't been great, but you got to give him a line to actually see how good he can be. And I know Jory's been harping on that for a couple of years too, but Jory, like I said, your division, how are you breaking this one down? And Kerm, yes, the Texans did add Sterling Shepard and Zay Jones.
And what is that going to do?
2 more injuries, especially Shepard. Jesus Christ, he can't stay on the field to save his life either.
They're trying, I guess.
They're not trying hard enough. And this is the one thing that pisses me off about this team. They had all of this time to go figure out the wide receiver position. All of this time. And what did they do? Nathan, you know that you have injury-prone receivers. So you need to make sure that room is capable of being capable. Like, I mean, it pisses me off, but I'm really not mad about it. The defense is a contender, not the offense.
Yeah.
Because that offense is not a contender. CJ, the offensive line that they done messed with for the third straight. The thing about offensive line and defensive line is you kind of got to give them a little bit of time to gel. So to kind of not to overhaul the line every year, you're doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
So Cesario is kind of doing a Cesario thing right now and not making the necessarily best decisions for the entire team because they spent all this money on the defense. What have they done offensively? Other than fire coaches. At some point, you got to invest in that side of the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
The Colts, they're not interesting. I already know how this is going to go. Because who's going to be the backup? Riley Leonard? Because the second you stick AR out there, it's going to shit.
I wonder, have they approached AR about a position change? Maybe quarterback just isn't it for him.
Have you heard this man's pride?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if the team has ever approached him about it. But if
because
he should have stayed his ass in college. That's what he should have did.
As a quarterback, then put in the work to be a better quarterback. What improvements have we seen from him? Exactly.
He should have stayed his ass back in school. I don't know why he came out.
Well, I mean, the Colts took him pretty high. So I can't even be mad about him making that decision because he's, I'm not going to say suckered, but, he tricked the team into taking him in the top 10. That's money you're not going to pass up.
I think where he went wrong at where he took himself out of a game. There's
Yeah.
one
Oh, yeah.
position in the NFL that doesn't come out for breaks is the quarterback.
Right.
So you said, "Oh, I'm tired." No, that means you're giving up on your team because that's one position that never gets tired. That's not going to take a breather to like the other positions do. They can swap in and out. They don't because it messes with the rhythm and everything. So that's why. But no, you let your teammates down, and that shows a sign of weakness right there. When you like, oh, I got to take myself. I'm tired. Coach, take me out for a second. No, no. So I think that's where everything went, and it's been bad from there since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also don't help that this is the same person who broke his eye socket on a resistance
Mhm.
band pregame.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh.
And
So you
one.
can't stay healthy. So you can't stay healthy. You can barely operate the field
Mhm.
when you're
But you have a
not
strong
running.
arm. You have a strong
What's
arm and
good
you
as a
can
strong
run.
arm if you're inaccurate?
He hasn't figured that out yet.
He can't put it where it needs to go. He can't even do a check down.
Right.
My damn Chihuahua could do better than him. But as far as that situation is concerned, at what point are the Colts going to just stop fumbling around with the quarterback situation? Well, this is what you get when you mess around with it. When you F around and you find out about not protecting your quarterback. You didn't get Andrew Luck his offensive line when you should have.
Hmm.
Made him retire early and went through about 20, 50, 11 quarterbacks since then, but you got a good ass offensive line. Make it make sense.
Including the old ass Phillip Rivers, who could have went into the Hall of Fame this year. Now he got to wait an extra 5 years, but he's still keeping his
Yeah,
insurance to pay for all them kids.
Yep.
because then they just have another one not that
No,
long ago.
it was a grandkid they had.
Oh, well, yeah. Cover them
The
too.
grand the grandkid and the last baby the same age, I think.
God
That's
damn.
wild.
Oh man.
That's diabolical.
Hey, Philip living his best life. I wonder if CJ Stroud looks at Indy and goes, if I had that offensive line, I could probably be so much better. And then Indy's probably looking at it like, if we had CJ Stroud, we'd probably be better too.
And I'm just in the middle like, both y'all trash. Um,
All right, so
but you
question.
have this
Oh, no, sorry.
offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
The defense, the secondary still gives me concern. You got Ahmad Gardner. Congratulations. Guess what you gave up to get Ahmad Gardner? 2 first-round picks. And guess what? In the first round, it was
Yeah.
heavily it was a heavy defensive first round.
Mm-hmm.
Dummies.
And from what I
So that
read about joint practices, apparently like AJ Brown gave him the work too.
who? A Gardner?
He did sauce.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
that man spinning.
So Colts have that to look forward
Well,
to.
Atlanta didn't do them no favors. And to my team, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be optimistic. Realistically, we're going to win more than 3 games.
I said that.
Um,
Yep. But I'll give y'all about five to six.
I say 7 to 8.
I I think they're over under 6.5, I believe. So
We're not going to be the doormat of the division. I just feel
yeah.
and watch for Carmona Jr.
Okay.
He's offensive lineman that we drafted. He gonna be there for a minute.
So Kern put down 6 to 9 wins for your Titans squad.
I'm not mad at it. It's more than 3.
Right.
Last year was terrible.
Look,
Y'all know
you'll
how
win more
hard it
than
was to sit.
you'll win more than the Raiders. I think the Raiders are gonna have #1 pick.
We lost to the Raiders last year, and that's what got Callahan ass out of there. That
But I
game
think,
pissed me off so bad.
but I feel like a lot of what hurt Callahan was just the team looked unorganized at times.
Terrible.
I feel like that's the last thing you're going to see from Robert Saleh. I think Saleh's going to have them buttoned up. Like if they lose, it'll probably just be maybe the opponent was just better. It's not going to be something where they're shooting themselves in the foot or you're watching and wondering like what's the actual game plan. I think he and Dayball will have a plan week in and week out for that team to win. Now whether they do or not is going to be up to the personnel, but I think that alone, Titans fans should be okay with that.
If y'all haven't seen quarterback and y'all don't know about Cam Ward, yo,
He's
I
hilarious.
love his personality.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious, yo, he is hilarious. So the Titans got a good one. Titans got a good one.
Yeah.
And the offensive line, JC is coming into form. This is what I mean about you got to give these linemen a couple of years. He's coming into form now.
Mm-hmm.
He just got to knock off the stupid shit. I mean, the penalties. But he's coming into form, especially considering that he was moved around on the line, and this will be his second straight year on playing his natural position. People forget that. People really do forget that. But with the coaching staff, with Salah, and the receiving room is going to be interesting. I will say that.
ESPN did an article where they were like ranking position groups, and it seems like the group for Tennessee that they like the most is their wide receiver group. They seem
Then
to
we
be
had
really
Jack
high.
Squat.
But it's like they seem high on Wandale. I think they like Carnell Tate, and I think some of that might be that they expect Cam Ward to be better as well. But it seems like they like the wide receiver group in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. And Alec is still a dog.
Yes, they mentioned him
Don't
as
forget
well.
about him.
Yeah, they said he'll be a solid contributor.
So I think we'll be third. Then you
I
have the
mean,
Jaguars, who really didn't do much.
you'll take that. You'll take third. It'll be progress.
It'll be progress. The Jaguars really didn't do much, but Trevor Lawrence. My thing about Trevor Lawrence is, can you get out of your own way? What is with the ill-advised medicine balls?
Yeah.
Those and the interceptions. The one that he threw, I will not forget it. He threw one last season, and it was terrible. Was it versus the Raiders? The Jacksonville
Was it like on the
Jaguars
goal
champion
line or
last year?
something?
Yes, it was terrible. I'm like,
Yeah, I think it
what
was
the
the
fuck are
Raiders.
you doing? What are you doing? Why would you throw that?
Well, I mean, we saw last year there was games where Liam Cohen looked like he was gonna like rip something apart when Lawrence would have some late game incompletion or interception, and I think there's belief in Liam Cohen for sure. But all that does is put the spotlight on Trevor Lawrence as to is he ever going to live up to that hype he had at Clemson? Because remember, he came into the league and he's supposed to be the first can't miss quarterback since Andrew Luck.
And
He
he on
hasn't
his
been that
third
yet.
coach.
Exactly. Which you can't use the Urban Meyer thing anymore. That's long in his past now.
Oh, I don't want to hear about Urban Meyer, and I don't want to hear about Brandon Staley.
Right. Okay. Um, all right, so got NFL out of the way. Um, Obviously, we'll talk more about that next week. We're getting closer to the actual start of the regular season, which I think we all can rejoice in that. Now, all these sports debate shows will actually have something to talk about instead of just making up a bunch of stuff. And
Keep bringing up AJ and Jalen. I'm like, leave this shit alone.
well, now supposedly it's over because at the end of the joint practice, AJ and Jalen were like
They
talking.
were talking.
Yeah.
Jalen better than me. I'd be like, no, you had the chance yesterday to talk to me. Absolutely not. Go on, sir. But I know
That's
my
a
QB.
PR stunt.
Yeah, because they kept asking AJ about it, and he was just like, he didn't want to answer it. Like he says, it's all love, and they were just like, well, what? And he was just like, whatever. I know him and Quinyon Mitchell were talking the first day of the joint practice, and then he did the stuff with uh, Jalen Hurts the second day. But at least if we get back to games, maybe people will leave Jalen Hurts a little bit alone, especially if he starts winning games. But that might be wishful thinking.
I just want them to leave both of them alone.
Yeah, but we know how this year's going to go, though. There'll be the constant comparison of AJ Brown with Drake May versus Jalen Hurts with just the Eagles wide receiver group in general. Anytime the Eagles lose, we already know what the storyline's going to be. How did Hurts do? And did
Yep.
he
Oh, they don't have a wide receiver no more. AJ Brown is going. Blah blah. Shut up.
Devontae Smith still exists.
Yeah.
Y'all forgot
He was
Smitty
there
was there
first.
before AJ. Y'all do know this, right? We went to the playoffs without AJ.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, the Eagles drafted Smitty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Petula not being there should be enough of an upgrade in itself. So
Ain't he in
there is
Miami?
that. Didn't he? Yeah. He's something in Miami on their coaching staff.
Poor
Okay,
Malik.
he the pass game coordinator.
Yes.
Poor Malik. Poor Malik. That
Yeah.
man was set up to fail.
Terrible.
Yeah. I'm sure Malik is going to have to do a lot of improvising, probably just scrambling and running.
He don't got no I don't know not one receiver over there.
Me either.
Is that where Tutu Atwell is now?
I think so. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a damn shame if he the main guy, bruh.
I only remember because I think I
Before we
saw
go
when
on real
Atwell
quick.
signed there, and I was like, you went from Stafford to Miami. Great decision.
Before we move on real quick, I was going to save it for final burn. But
Mhm.
since we're talking about the NFL, let me just go ahead and get this shit out the way. Deshaun Watson.
Well, they got Jalen Rager.
Great.
Deshaun Watson, you have lost your rabbit ass mind. Right. Why are you trying to play victim? If you played as hard, if you played as well as you played victim, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Then to sit here and say, I don't have regrets in life.
I'm sure you don't regret them happy endings.
I'm sure you don't.
I mean, you cannot regret, getting them and everything, but what it's done to your career, you have to regret something about that.
He don't even take accountability for that.
Man, crazy.
And you're mad, you get in your feelings, and it's personal because Cleveland Browns fans booed you. And now that you let these same fans know that bothered you, guess what they're going to do every time they
keep
see
doing
you?
it. Suck it up, Buttercup. They spent hella money on you, and you still are two packs of ass. Doo-doo butter. They're going to boo.
Yeah.
They want
Do
to
I
see some
condone the
type of
booing when
heart
he
and
tore his
effort.
Achilles?
No.
I don't condone the booing when he popped his Achilles. I don't condone that, but at the same time, not everybody lives by a certain moral standard. So what the hell are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
They want to see some heart and some effort at least. I know that's how us Philly fans do. As long as you go out there and play your all every night, we are not going to boo. But if you lack some effort, you lack some heart, oh, we gonna give it to you. Just like any fan base would. You going out there and you playing like shit. Yes, we have the right to boo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
paying the money to see you. And if you're playing like shit, I spent my hard-earned dollars to see you play like shit, or you're definitely gonna get booed.
Yeah.
and I'm like, they're already mad about the quarterback situation being 2 packs of ass and a pack of crackers anyway.
All right. Only one of those quarterbacks threw a touchdown pass today, and it wasn't Deshaun Watson. It was Shador Sanders.
Don't get me started.
But I'm just saying, the momentum Deshaun had last week when he looked clearly better than the other two, he lost that today because Shador was the best of the three today. You know, like you said, collectively they weren't great because Buffalo destroyed them, but at least Shador led a touchdown drive. So I don't know what Monken's going to do with that position now.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have took anybody that say, "Oh, we need a head coaching job. It is a vacancy." Nope. I'm staying far away from Cleveland job.
But for somebody like Monken who's older, that's probably the kind of job he would have gotten. Now it's going to be how much leash do they give him? Like, if they're expecting him to go in there and like turn Cleveland into Baltimore in a season, then he might as well not unpack and get ready to move on. But if they're willing to give him time to try to sift through this roster, which isn't great, and figure something out, then I don't know. First off, you got to give him a quarterback. It's not fair if you're telling him you're taking the job to maybe turn Shador into something that Shador may not be. Like if this year is an addition for Shador to keep the job long term, then you got to let Monken pick your next quarterback in next year's draft. Otherwise, why waste this time? It is Cleveland, and as TV said, trash organization. So, kind of stuff they do.
I would hate being a Browns fan. You know what's bad? The Jets got their shit together more than the Browns do, and they both stink.
Yeah.
But one thing they do got in common, they are purgatory for quarterbacks.
Yeah. So that poor quarterback class next year, a couple of y'all know you're going to end up in Cleveland and New York.
And maybe
I wish it was better for you, but that's your destiny.
No, because their pick next year goes to the Jets.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Damn. We need that clip of Ron Simmons. Damn.
Right. Well, I mean,
they traded 2 firsts for that man. Yeah. 2.
Yeah, it's. Hey, luckily, I guess none of us are Browns fans.
Right. Now, so the old Browns
fan base. I think the Dog Pound. I think that's a good fan base. They've just been stuck with trash for so long, though.
Yeah, they gotta go back to having bags over their head.
Yeah. Day in the life of a Browns fan. Wake up every Sunday, put all that.
I was about to say, I don't know any Browns fans. I don't know any, unless you count the Miz because he's from Cleveland. But I don't know any Cleveland fans.
Yeah, I don't know any either.
And if you was a Cleveland,
Shador Sanders jerseys in Atlanta.
I have seen, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that too. You and Jory, you know this. By mid-season, they're gonna Falcons fans will be calling sports radio saying
We
trade for.
want Shador.
Yes, I already know that's gonna happen. It may happen week one, to be honest with you, but that's definitely happening.
My cousin is
You
in
know,
Atlanta too, and she's a Falcons fan, so I'm sure she
Mhm.
gonna hear it. She a season ticket holder, so I know
Yeah.
they gonna be hearing it.
Mm-hmm. That's all we need. All we need. All right. So, like I said, we'll talk more NFL. Obviously, next show. Let's get into some WNBA because we always got to talk about it. The playoff race is looking great. I think the 8 playoff teams we kind of know. We don't know how they'll finish necessarily, but there's enough of a separation between 8 and 9 that the playoff teams are pretty much set. And even before we get into that, got to talk about Angel Reese with her perfect night shooting. You know, Miss Me Bounds showed she can score. And she pointed out the loser in the crowd who threw the toy, quote unquote, onto the court, which I thought we were done with that stupidity.
I know, like, come on, what are we doing? Like, I don't know
he
if it
done
was
got
her that said it.
banned.
That's the
That
weirdest
man got
thing.
banned.
So,
As a man, you gonna bring that into an arena to wait for the perfect time to throw it? Like,
so that means you actually went to the sex store and bought one.
that's wild to
Yeah.
me.
And you hid it somewhere.
What?
You bought into the arena.
That
and
means
you
he had
threw
to
it.
hide it in his pants. That's the only thing I could think of, bruh.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And you got banned from NBA and WNBA games for that. Well, look at you, bozo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they weren't playing because they made it known like don't even try NBA. Don't try to come back into the arena even for anything. Like you were just done. And rightfully, because that stuff like it's so dumb. And shout out to Natasha Cloud for her response to it all, talking about clearly y'all like it if y'all keep buying these and throwing them on the court. And she's like, we're a league of inclusivity. Like, if y'all need a support system, we got y'all. And I was just like, perfect response to all of that. But, well, like I said, Angel, perfect night shooting. She pointed out the guy, which has become a meme. And I think she's kind of on a run of memes lately.
She is on the run of
Which,
memes.
shout out to her as well. She's having a lot of fun because she's in a situation where she's going to be in the playoffs. That was not going to happen in Chicago. So is she the key to the dream success?
Jordan Canada is.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought her up because I agree. Those games that she missed, you really felt she was definitely missed on the court. So, okay, you have Jordan Canada. All right.
And in late game situations, they know they getting, they down and Angel gets a rebound. She gotta know how to make a damn layup, y'all. Like, it's the easiest shot and it's the easiest thing in basketball you can make.
Aim for the square, ma'am.
I tell my kids, they're
Mhm.
8. Hit the backboard in that square is your best friend. You'll get 20 points off layups if you made them all.
Yeah.
And you up close, that close. We already know the girls can't dunk like that, but you're right there. Hit it off the backboard. That was game.
She's tall enough.
She clearly missed. How do you miss an open?
Yeah.
If she practice on her mid range, and I don't know what she got to do over the summer or whatever with layups, she'll be dangerous. And she shot 2 for 2 from the 3. So if she can incorporate some of this and work on it, Angel Reese will be damn near on an Asia Wilson level with the skills.
I
which
said
is
that
sure.
Angel got a 30-15 game in her.
Hmm. She has the ability. And if there was somebody to emulate, she probably should emulate Asia Wilson. Like that's somebody she can.
Hmm.
You would think in the off season she could probably get with her and get some workouts in. Like the skill sets aren't that far apart. It's just that Asia Wilson's way more consistent and just is better in general. But whatever we see Asia Wilson do, like if Angel Reese worked on it, she could do some of the same stuff too if she wanted. But you know, maybe being in Atlanta, getting the taste of the playoffs, maybe that motivates her to get even better. Because I thought in that game against the Sparks, it seemed like when she was around the rim, she was going up like a little bit slower, which helped her make them. Because sometimes when she gets in trouble, she'll do like her spin move, and it seems like she's out of control, and she kind of rushes the layup, and that's when she misses it. Maybe that's all it
She
is,
just got
but
to slow her game down.
yeah, it's like sometimes she gets too amped up or something. Okay, all right. So the next thing I want to talk about the wings because we did learn that Az Fudd will miss the rest of the season, another knee injury. If you are the Dallas Wings, how worried should you be about Az Fudd?
8.
Okay.
That's her fourth knee. That's her fourth surgery on that knee.
Yeah.
That's not. This is setting up for chronic knee problems.
Mm-hmm.
And considering who was there when they took her,
Olivia Miles.
exactly, I would be concerned.
Okay. Like I get the reasoning behind taking Az. I think for some it was like, well, Paige is your point guard. Olivia, if you take her, she'd want to be point. Maybe they didn't want to deal with that confusion, even though Paige could have very easily had slid to the 2 if you needed her to. Because I've also seen that the minute that the news came out that Az was out for the year, all of the Olivia Miles people and all the like conspiracy about why they drafted Az, they all were coming out of the woodshed to be like, see, this is where Olivia Miles should have been, and the Wings messed up. I don't want to go that far because, like, look, it played out the way it did. You know, Az said that she's been through this before. She knows how to rehab, which I'm sure she, that fourth time around, like she's probably has the right mentality to go through the whole rehab process. What might help her game is kind of perimeter oriented, and shooters just know how to shoot. So she's probably not going to lose that. I think where it'll be interesting is because she's really good with her ability to move off the ball. Does she lose anything in that with this knee injury? I think that's going to be probably the biggest tell for whether or not she'll be able to still have a really good career. Let's see. Well, I think the next thing I want to talk about was the Fever, which we know that's usually kind of dangerous talking about them. But does the Fever lack of defense, because out of the playoff teams, they are the worst in terms of points per game as a defense. Is that enough to keep them from possibly winning a title, or do you think their trio of Boston, Mitchell, and Clark can overcome that?
No, defense when I know you can have offense, but we always say defense win championships. CC can't play defense. They was down tonight. She had a chance to win the game winner. She got foul baited while guarding some. I forget who she was guarding. Got foul baited. Then she missed 2 free throws. No, she's not really great defensively. I think that's where Indy's going to get hurt at. Offensively, they're there. When Caitlin's on, she's on. Of course, you got Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston, and everybody else that plays. You already know they're going to get their points. Mitchell's going to get her points. Defensively is where they're going to struggle, and that teams are going to find a way to beat them. So yeah, I think that's going to. Their chances are slim. Defensively, I don't see them going very far. At least not to the finals.
Yeah,
It all depends on who they draw in that first round. What's them? They're the 4 and 5 seed right now. Maybe
right now would be the dream.
Damn, I was gonna say maybe they make it to the second round. I don't think they make it out the second round with the dream. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it'll go to whole 4-3. I don't see them beating Atlanta. Atlanta got too much height. They're physical. Atlanta is physical.
Mm-hmm. And Alicia Gray is a bucket. Like,
where did she go? South Carolina. Yeah.
Right. But even, their last matchup, we saw a lot of times, you hunt out Caitlin Clark, whoever she's guarding. You kind of run your set through that player. And for the most part, they're going to get a good shot. Because we talk about Enrique so much about her inconsistency. She saw Caitlin Clark on her the last game, and she said barbecue chicken and had a great game.
32 points.
It's very easy. Like, whoever Caitlin's guarding, that's who you go to.
It's bad.
But it's like against the Dream, they kind of sometimes they'll put her on Naz because Naz isn't like a great offensive player. But if Atlanta's smart, you just put Naz in some pick and roll action. Now Caitlin switched out to somebody who can better score, and then you just attack them that way. Pretty simple. But yeah, Jory, what do you think about
Caitlin Clark's decision making?
Mm-hmm.
Some of that decision making, like trying to play ISO ball on a 6'6" center.
He was blocking everything that night, by the way.
It's okay to do ISO. It's bad when stuff on the sideline, like, oh my God, no.
Because we just saw, what was it, the week before when she tried against Asia? And Asia was like, you don't want this. And
no,
it's
It's okay if you got some quickness to your ISO where you can shake the 6'6" center. Caitlin was slow with it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all right, I got this. Block.
I'm like, you set yourself up for that.
And Stephanie White knew it. She was just like, no. It was so bad. It was bad.
I bet Stephanie wanted to bench her right there for that. I'm like, you did that stupid. Come on here.
Because the problem is, does Caitlin have handles? They're kind of average. Kelsey Mitchell's different. Kelsey Mitchell's very shifty. She's quick with her handles. So if Kelsey Mitchell's out there on a big, you'd get out of her way because she'll find a way to get a shot off. Like you said, Key, Clark is more methodical. And when she's going to the rim, very slow. And if you have a big on you, that's not a big deal for them. Because unless you're going to beat a big with quickness, if they're a little bit behind you, their height will just make up for that distance. And that's what we've seen against.
Right, or she got or some type of skill set dribbling, do like a hezzy to get that center to stop, and you can go right by her. It's not Caitlin Clark at all.
Right.
Caitlin Clark to shut her down.
Her head back.
Yo, if you play great, if you get somebody to play great defense on her, she will shut down and fold and force her and don't force her left or that right side. If you play great defense on her, she can't score.
Mm-hmm.
We seen that in college where Raven used to do to her. Raven had her clamped. She can't do nothing when you play great defense on her.
Right. And Atlanta has Ryan Howard to throw at her, who just happens to be one of the best two-way players in the league. So there is that. But yeah, I don't know if you finished your point, Jory, but about the Fever's defense being their Achilles heel, and can they overcome that?
No, because if we all know one player is the fish, I'm going fishing.
Mm-hmm.
If I know you the one to smoke, I'm getting me some barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
And along with her, now I love me some Aaliyah Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about Boston that pissed me off is when she start throwing them bowls and be looking shocked, like when she get called. I'm like, bro, you know what the hell you doing? You know what you're doing.
She's been watching too much of that Shaq film.
Exactly. And Taylor Clark need to keep her head on her shoulders. I'm tired of her flinging her damn head back. I'm like, okay.
Yo, so many people make fun of her like that. Asia's done it. Caitlyn, Angel's done it. Asia's done it. Like Olivia Miles. Like we all know what you're doing. You're not getting called for that, sis. They're not gonna call those fouls, and you be all mad. No, you're flopping.
Like she
Because
made
they
the
got the
Page play
nerve to
look
tear up
so
this
much worse.
sideline.
She made the Page thing look worse than it needed to. Like Page grabbed your arm, okay. It was like flail the arm, it was throw the head back, then it was throw the basketball. It was like it was an intentional
Is she
foul.
a
It
LeBron
happens.
stan?
Hmm.
She probably might. She might think she might be a LeBron fan. Cause that. Where else do we get this from?
I mean, I mean, I think LeBron's a fan of hers. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Cause I'm like, bro, it's basketball. You don't need to do all this acting. You're trying to win a trophy, not a Grammy or a Tony.
Yeah, and it's like the more she
Like,
does it, the more players are going to try to get into her head. That's all it is. But yeah,
and
go
it
ahead.
just
Sorry.
pisses me off seeing it because I'm
Hmm.
like, and it sometimes it just be so bad where the contact happen the contact happens and then three whole seconds later she throwing her head back. I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
get yourself together. If you're gonna react immediately, not
My
3 seconds
damn neck
later.
gonna fly off the way she be doing it.
You're like,
It's also she's not good defensively, as we said. But there are times where she gets frustrated and then doesn't get back on defense. It's bad enough that you're bad in half court defense. If you're just not there, then it's even worse. So if she's going to complain, whatever, but you do have to get back because that's something that's
it
going to
is.
wear very thin on whether it's Stephanie White or since Caitlin Clark fans like want Stephanie White gone. I don't know who you think the next coach is going to be is going to do any better if that's the way she's going to play on the court.
It is two players that I just need to see better body language from, and it's her and Lamar.
Yes.
Cause Lamar got it bad where when it ain't going right, he can't keep his head on his shoulders either.
Mm-hmm.
One is flopping and the other one is halfway throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
Only difference.
It is like, obviously if you don't think she's the GOAT, you get called a hater, but it's like anybody can recognize that she's a good player. It's just that there are things that she does that probably holds her back from being a better player. And if you're going to try to, because what the Fever are right now, they're basically like the Steve Nash Suns, because those Suns teams could score a lot, but defensively, you knew it was going to be a challenge. If that's the kind of team you're going to be, then her head has to be in the game from tip off to the end. If she keeps getting into these battles with the refs and all that, yeah, the Fever are never going to go that far because every team's going to have some player that'll be able to get into her head. And you get her into her head for the smallest things. Like I said, the Paige Beckers thing should not have been as deep as it was that Caitlyn made it to be. And of course, now Paige is the meme for the whole putting her hand out and telling her to calm down. But like, she's like too high strung with all this defense, and maybe she's listening to a lot of the fans who are like, the defense on her is more physical than other players. It's like, no. You watch a WNBA game, a lot of players get that physical play against them. It's just that she reacts worse than most players do.
She
That's
get
the
more
problem.
whistles than Angel Reese do, and they be tearing Angel ass up.
Yeah, remember when Angel got clotheslined? Like nobody cared. Like that was probably worse than that was probably one of the worst fouls we've seen all season. And she's moved on. Um, I guess are there any other teams that maybe are in the top 8 that you feel like probably need more attention than they're kind of getting right now? Is there a team you think might be flying under the radar?
I think because I know Golden State is up there. Their defense is the reason why they're up there.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, they're too inconsistent. They would need to drop a little bit, but if they did, actually no, that's a terrible matchup for the Fever. They just set up to give the Fever hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
It would be an interesting matchup. Because I think the Valkyries only give up like 80 a game. The Fever score like 95 a game, I think.
Yeah,
So
if you keep the Fever under 100, you got a
you're gonna beat
chance.
them. Yeah. The problem is the Valkyries can't score 100 to save their life.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're an interesting team.
Their
And
coach
Key,
should
you
be
have
coach of the year.
she probably should be. It'd be hard to not pick her. I mean, it's their second year as a team, and they're already one of the top teams. Like, you have to give her that credit. Hmm. Maybe the Mystics coach might get some love. I mean,
Oh yeah, because
they're
they're there too.
yeah.
And they're playing right at the right. They're playing better at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the playoffs will be very interesting.
Yes. Because look, we got the Liberty, who could be a bottom of the bracket team, and we know, you get Brianna Stewart on a heater, you get Ionescu on a heater, you got Jonquil Jones. They could make some noise.
I don't trust them.
That's fair, 100% fair. Because I think Ionescu and Jones are very unpredictable. I think Brianna Stewart, we kind of know what we're going to get. It's those other two that worry me. So I get that, not trusting them. But if they go on a heater, they could upset some teams. Trying to see what else we got. Okay, so I guess, do we want to get into final burn now?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get this BS out the way.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and get this BS out the way, because usually I do not address clout chasers on my platform, but I have to do it this time because y'all remember years ago they had that meet the Newmans crap.
Yes.
Well, these idiots got a little bit of attention off of something that they should not be getting. They should not be proud to get this much of attention off of.
Mm-hmm.
Homeboy is going at Club 520, and that was hilarious. B hand went off.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Because I'm like, you asked for that, though.
Mm-hmm.
You asked for that. And for you to continue to go on the podcast circuit and just say weird stuff. Julian and the daddy. Julian and his daddy sound like some incestuous wannabe pimps. Cause what kind of a brother are you talking about? As soon as she turned 18, I was trying to get her to start her OnlyFans, so I could manage her. What are you, her brother or her pimp? Like, I am confused. And then the weird ass daddy gonna sit over here and say, "Did you watch it?" Why are you asking that question? Why are you asking that question? Why is this even a discussion? What? Why is this even a discussion? Why are you asking your son if he watched a video of your, you know what? Where the mama at? There's not enough. Where the mama at?
She probably rubbing her head like these idiots. It's only because his basketball career did not take off the way people thought from the
He's
videos of him
5'4".
dribbling. It's like that's why. He
He's
went to a college
5'5".
that nobody's ever heard of. He was trash there. So yeah, his career is never gonna happen.
And now you over here, you got people over here saying that I watched your sister's tape is fire, and you just kikiing,
Weird.
just kikiing. And then, like you're saying that you wanted your sister to turn to OnlyFans as soon as she turned 18. I'm like, damn, did she even get a chance? Are you her brother? Or are you her pimp?
That's that weirdo shit. I'm sorry.
On.
Yeah.
And I know both of y'all from Florida, but y'all not giving none Floridian a good name right now. Man. Just weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then the father just gonna co-sign on all of this. And her big stupid ass is just over there cheesing. I'm like, you've never had a chance. That young lady never had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
With attention whores for a father and for a brother.
Yeah.
And then they've been going at the Ball brothers. I'm like, first of all, you have no room to talk. LeVar got 2 of his kids in the NBA, and then the other one effed it off himself.
Yes.
What has Jamie done other than lose 100-12? He's still coaching and he's terrible. Stop
72,
coaching and go get your family in order.
72-0 run. Like,
The hell?
at that point, just hack somebody. Do something. Like, come on, man. How you sit there and watch that and keep your job? Crazy.
So you over here losing like that. This is going on in your household. I promise you there's some stuff about Julian a little weird. He a little weird.
Yes.
If certain things came out about that one, I would not be surprised. But when he's going on these rants, it's been sounding like he's been playing in his nose and he needs to stop.
Right.
Just keep going at people saying that, called it the Jeff Teague sorry ass podcast. And then you calling everybody else sorry. And then people went at you about your views being botted. You didn't learn from Acho doing that.
But
Acho just did it.
It's like Newman knows Teague had a long career. Like to sit there and try to dog that man, like, come on, you were way out of line with that one.
The only reason why I know that much is because they came out in high school when I came out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I did watch a little bit of them. But I'm like, and I already knew Dad was a clown. Homeboy wasn't going nowhere and was a hothead.
Mm-hmm.
The bare minimum they can say is the girl got into college and she was playing basketball in college.
Yeah.
At a more competitive school than he did.
His school was like D9 level college, like for as big of a game that he talks, you would swear he went to like Duke or something. Not even close.
I'm like, your dad, all he really did was exploit you everywhere, had you dribble a ball for 45 seconds, and put you in situations that are borderline abusive.
Have you seen like those
You should not have
one-on-one?
been playing varsity basketball when you did.
Right.
Your sister either, but because he wanted attention He set y'all up in situations that really weren't gonna help you.
Yeah. Like he's done videos where he's playing people like one-on-one. And look, we talk about Caitlin Clark. This dude cries way more. Like he'll go to the rim, he'll brick a layup. He's crying for fouls, and the ref who's standing there is like, "There was no
See, I had
foul."
to
He's like,
punch
"Man."
him.
And then he'll get into it with somebody, and
I
like
have to
some
punch him.
bodyguard gets in the way, and he acts like he's about to fight through. And it's like, bro, you're like 2 feet tall. Nobody's scared of you. Like
He's my size, so I can take him. But and that's
right.
why he ain't going to no NBA because he's my size. I'm
And
5'3".
he also not that great of a shooter either, especially when defense is on him. All that dribbling we saw doesn't
Yeah,
do him
he's a
any
volume
good when
shooter.
he's out there playing.
He's a volume shooter. He can't do nothing else.
Right.
Cause like, what is he guarding? A fire hydrant? No, but he's gonna manage his sister's OnlyFans career. What?
So weird. So weird.
What?
That's such a weird thing to like be pushing out there.
And you tried to get her to do the OnlyFans as soon as she turned 18. I'm like, wait a minute. Can we
Weird.
try with
Why
morals
would you
first?
ever tell your sister that? What brother tells their sister, "Oh, you turn 18, you're gonna go to the OnlyFans"? What type? That's diabolical.
And he said he was aggressively pursuing it. I'm like,
Predator.
just turned 18. I'm like, she never had a chance because she got this idiot and her idiot of a dad in her ear, and the mama just enabled it. What
They
the
might probably
I
hell?
know.
told her,
I'm running
What
away
kind of
from my
brother are
family
you?
at this point. I'm running away from my family at this point.
right.
What kind of brother are you? Really? But I ain't gonna address that clownery anymore. It just pissed me off because I'm like, you incestuous wannabe pimp. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Key, you got one?
Yes, I do. Jordan Poyer, you big dummy. You said that you wouldn't take Jalen Hurts if his team was down 14 to win the game in the fourth quarter. Excuse me, sir. Did you not forget that the Eagles came back and beat? Oh yeah, they beat your team, the Bills, and you played on that team. How did you forget? You forgot about that? He walked right in and scored in overtime. Ran right in, scored the touchdown. Down 10 points. He's a 14, put in overtime. Y'all forgot about that game? He forgot about that game. He forgot. But you wouldn't take him to win. You right. So how did that make you feel, sir? I need a response because I need to see a response. Clearly, he probably not gonna go back on. I need to search because he was awfully salty after he seen that they got community notes on his post saying, "Yeah, Jalen Hurts came back from behind." Like clearly, you forgot that game, didn't you? You played on that team. How'd you forget? Salty.
Selective memory.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, okay. I mean, mine. Talk about it a little bit earlier, but the WNBA culture around the sport, I gotta call it out. It's cute. Between the loser with the toy in the court, between the Cunningham stuff, like Sophie Cunningham's going to be the one player to probably get me to defend Kathy and probably defend Caitlin Clark, because I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like the Sophie stands are going after Caitlin for not putting her hand over her heart during the national anthem, and it's like we're doing this again too. Like they're just running back the old stuff that didn't work when they first tried it because they got nothing else. And I'm like Caitlin Clark standing there with her hands behind her back, standing there peacefully still, but that's not enough now. So it's bad enough that they used kind of Sophie to latch on to Caitlin's popularity, but now it's like they were trying to cut Caitlin off because I guess she's ungrateful all of a sudden. And we all know the conversations that Sophie's brought up. You know, Kathy came out and was like, hey, the collective bargaining agreement says only women can play in the league. Apparently that language isn't good enough for the Sophie crowds anymore. And we have Brianna Stewart talking about, you know, we just want it to be a safe space because the players are starting to notice like these Sophie fans are getting kind of out of control. And it's the fact that they are propping up this girl with her 0-point night. I think tonight she had like 10, which I guess throw a party for her.
Can't talk when she's doing cardio.
And this is your poster child.
I don't want to hear anything about Sophie.
Quadruple zeros, and that's your poster child. Like it's so weird. Like that, we need all that to stop. I agree with you. Like, and she's like 30 or 31. There's a good chance she may not even be in Indiana next year. And with all this nonsense, if she were a free agent, how many teams you think are really going to be knocking on the door to sign Sophie Cunningham next year? I wouldn't waste my time. So I hope it's worth it for her. You know, she can go chill on Fox News with Enos Cantor and act like she knows what she's talking about. Because that's where it seems like her career is headed. Which, hey, you make money that way, knock yourself out. But I'm almost at the point where, like, Stephanie White has to be thinking, does she just sit Sophie on the end of the bench and just call it a day? Like, give Lexi Hull her minutes. Give Raven her minutes. Like, you know, Key and Jory, you said that in the Discord all the time, how Raven can't seem to get minutes. Give her Sophie's minutes.
Like I said, she's not an offensive player, but she damn sure give you some type of defense.
Like, it seems so simple. So,
let her run the point and dish dimes to Kelsey Mitchell all game.
Yeah. Look, it couldn't hurt to at least try it. So that was my whole thing. That and the stupid toy thing, although good for Angel to turn that into a good meme for her. Like I said, adding to the collection. Like she was not going to let that go. She was ready to snitch the minute it hit the court. So, that was my final burn.
Because they tired of it.
They should be. Like, it's... Find something else. Or just go back
at the end of the day, this is these women's jobs.
Yeah.
Would you want somebody to come into your job throwing toys like that?
Exactly.
You do it to me and we gonna fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I might have to take a suspension or a fine that game because we fight.
Go run our test, just start jumping in the stands at some of these people. Like, is this ridiculous? Also, the last thing. Oh, go ahead.
Why the planning, the process, all that to get banned? Was it worth it? You spent your money to get banned. So you spent money on the gas money to get to the damn stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The money to buy the toy, the ticket money.
Yep.
Just so you can get banned. Congratulations.
Right. And good on the league, never like showing the person who it is or anything like that, because they don't deserve that either. So good for them with that. But the last thing I will say, because Sophie did make a statement about, you know, she thinks with her platform she should be able to use it for not only basketball but like social and societal like issues and stuff like that. And I was like, isn't that the same thing they got on players in the bubble for?
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think it should be okay for you, even though a lot of people on that side think it's fine that she does it? But once again, That's the hypocrisy that we live in.
And now she want to bring up stats. Okay.
Stats when you rocking zeros, like that's the last thing you should want to talk
When
about.
you get that, I'm like, you just pulled a Tony Snell and you talking about stats.
Oh, God. She's going to get booed mercilessly in the playoffs, and I'm here for it. Please be in Atlanta. Atlanta fans will boo the mess out of her. And she'll probably cry about it, so it is what it is. But that was Final Burn. That's how we kind of end our show. You know, we talk about those who get on our nerves for the week. We'll obviously have another version of it next show. Before we get out of here, Jory, you got anything you want to add?
I gave Acho and them a break this week. They're getting on my damn nerve. I'm pretty sure they're gonna say something next week. They've probably said something to already make that will make me mad 9 times out of 10, but I blocked them. So, because they were getting on my nerve. Because I'm like, how dare you sit over here and antagonize and taunt a whole ass podcast, multiple podcasts. And then once they call you a squatter, you get in your feelings. I had to give them a break because they were just gonna make my blood pressure just rise.
Yes.
Shady can kick rocks. Seahawks fans who lied about the whole shirt thing, kick rocks. Because they were lying, saying that they weren't allowed to wear their Seahawks gears at the Titans at the joint practices, and that's not true. Because if you go look on the Seahawks freaking Instagram page, lie and try to make yourself seem like a victim.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty weak. Like people don't understand there's evidence out there.
Right. But check out my last couple articles. I did one for the AFC East. I will have one for the AFC North next by tomorrow. And then the South, and then I'll do the West.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll do the West, and then I'll do the South, and then I'll move on to the NFC. But stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I put up the your cover that you had for your biggest questions article. So if you have not read that one, go check that one out. As it says, is Jory's biggest questions heading into the season. I'm sure it will be very opinionated. And if you do read it, feel free to leave a comment on the WordPress or Tumblr, wherever you read it. Or if you're in the Discord and you read it, leave a comment in there as well. And as she said, she's working on some other ones. I actually finally started mine. I don't know when it'll be ready, but stay tuned for that as well. Basically, I'm just going through AFC, NFC, kind of tearing the teams off in terms of how likely they are to win a title this year. Which, I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. But when it's ready,
next week, the Precision Index returns.
Yes. It'll be the first tier list of the season. So you have to tune in to see where we put your team. And that's always a fun part of the NFL season. So, yes. And we'll have our predictions next week. So make sure you tune in for that as well. We will have some probably NBA discussions because some veterans signed. We didn't get to them tonight, but we'll get to them next episode, which I think to varying degrees of how important those signings are, but we'll at least talk about them. Key, got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I should be on next week. After this is one more preseason game, then the nitty-gritty starts. Then we can really deep dive into NFL. Of course, the NBA. So, like you said, a little news out of there, but it's mainly going into the playoffs for the WNBA, seeing how they start strong. What teams aren't out the playoffs yet? Can they make a push? And maybe the future for the lower teams that didn't make it. What do they need to improve or do? Like my Sparks, moving forward, what can they do? So it should be interesting next week.
I guess my former team, the Sun, because I'm done with them. I was done with them probably midway through the season. I've moved on to the Dream until the Boston team pops up. So that's where I'm at. They traded Anissa Morrow. That was like the final nail for me. Whatever. That's Houston's problem now. So, Kerm said Joe Milton stopped the count. Oh, yeah, I see Dallas is doing well. Good for them.
Man,
it's preseason. I know you not. You know what?
Joe Milton is a preseason quarterback. Get that man in a regular season game, and he is firing all over the place. So, take it for what it is. But, hey, Kerm, give you some excitement in August. But yeah, so look, we appreciate all of you for tuning in. As I said, check out. Oh, Kerm says he doesn't care. Well, you're one of the good ones because we know there's some Cowboys fans losing their mind right now. But appreciate all of you for tuning in. Like I said, check out Jory's articles. Like I said, the biggest questions one will definitely get you ready for the season, as well as the AFC East article that's up as well. Check those out. We will be back with you, I guess, next week at this point. And yeah, make sure you come back, join the conversation. And with that, we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye.
Drop dubs, hit routes, so yeah, we on the move. From the paint to the pocket, got nothing to prove. Precision in the pass, rhythm in the run. Every play, every day, till the work is done. Yeah. Step on the field, I'm reading the D. Eyes wide open, ain't fooling me. Pump fake sidestep, I'm breaking the press from baseline to sideline. I'm bringing my best, snap back, quick glance. I'm calling the play, hoop dreams and touchdowns. I'm making my way, no look behind the back. Fred in the scene, every angle, every shout. I'm chasing the dream. Drop times, hit routes in the deep, no doubt. From the field to the hardwood, hear the crowd shout. Pass it, dish it, through traffic. We find